Hey, what's up guys? Another video and not a review this time. We're doing more of an info drop, breaking news, whatever you want to call it. It's specifically about the Spartan collection, and for those who don't know, I really like that. I've reviewed most of Wave 4 and the 20th anniversary 2-pack with CE Chief and Infinite Chief, and I have most of the figures. The only figures I don't have besides the Samurai Spartan are just I think Wave 2 and the Walmart exclusive, not the Walmart, the Walgreens exclusive Infinite Chiefs. After that, I have all the other figures because I think that what Jazwares is doing with these figures is awesome. I have some gripes with the figures themselves, but overall, I really like what Jazwares is doing. But with that out of the way, as of March 25th, it's around 10 at night right now, Eastern Standard Time. GameStop has dropped pre-orders for Wave 5 and 6 with 2 deluxe figures on the side. I don't know if this was dropped today or yesterday or earlier this week. I don't know. But from my experience, in the very beginning when the Spartan collection first came out, GameStop was very behind. Like, I wasn't finding any of them, like any of the figures from Wave 1 to any of the GameStops I've gone to, and they, for a while, they didn't even have them on the websites. Like, I think they did temporarily, and then they went off, and then they came back on. I don't know. I just had a hard time finding Spartan collection figures at GameStop, whether it was in person or online. So I'm very surprised to see GameStop actually be ahead of the game, or ahead of the, you know what I'm trying to say, to be on top of this for once. And that's not me insulting GameStop. It's just it's something that I haven't seen before. I know GameStop is really good with pre-orders. Like, you pre-order it, you will most likely get it. It's just I've never seen them be a wave ahead. It's just crazy to me. So let's go. This video is gonna be me going over what the figures are and what they come with. This is just me basically breaking down the Wave 5, 6 release alongside with the 2 deluxe figures. So let's get into that, starting with Wave 5. So the first figure of Wave 5 is going to be a re-release. It is going to be Combat Evolved Chief, but instead of him being in the 2-pack, it is a standalone release. Description of the figure is at the bottom of the screen while you're looking at that beautiful picture of him. I have reviewed this guy in the 2-pack, like I said earlier. If you haven't checked out that video, I highly recommend you do, because I go over everything, accessories, articulation, the whole 9 yards, and I'll kind of just give kind of a Spark Notes version right now if you do not want to watch the whole video. Overall, pretty good figure for aesthetics, at least. My only gripe aesthetically was his armor was really like this green, like lime-ish bright green, and I understand that out of all the armors, this Chief's was the brightest, but still, just something about it a little too bright for my liking. Aesthetics aside, my gripes with the figure were its articulation was very limited. It was very bad. And for weapons, it's a Reach Magnum. He doesn't have a Combat Evolved Magnum, and I understand that this figure is based off the Combat Evolved Anniversary model. That's why if you look at the assault rifle, it's not the short, blacky, bulky one. It's the Combat Evolved Anniversary assault rifle, which is fine. I'll give it a pass there. But the Magnum is the Reach Magnum, where if you look at the game, the Anniversary Edition of Combat Evolved, the model is still the Combat Evolved model, just, you know, better textures. So I don't know why they decided to go with the Reach Magnum. I think that's a missed opportunity on Hasbro's end. But overall, I do hope that they fix the articulation on this figure. So that's it for Combat Evolved Chief. On to the next figure. So obviously we're getting another Noble Team member, and this time it is George. I'm very happy that we are getting George. There was a small part of me that thought we weren't going to get a George because how big he is and how big the equipment he carries is. And I'm really happy that Jazwares didn't try making him smaller to fit the packaging, meaning he might get special packaging like how Wrecker for the Black Series gets the deluxe packaging because he's a big boy. So I can't wait to see what Jazwares will do for the packaging for George. And also by proxy, Carter will be the last member of Noble Team to get a figure, so he's going to be Wave 6 obviously. But I'm really happy with how George looks. I really like the colors. I really like the chain gun. The articulation from what it looks like is pretty solid. And if you read the description, he's not coming with a Magnum, which is fine because it says 2 weapon accessories and his backpack counts as one. So that's whatever. I'm fine. I'm happy he's getting the chain gun. I'm not mad at all that there's no Magnum. I just figured I would throw that in. But yeah, George, very happy to see our boy getting some love from Jazwares. So yeah, on to the next figure. So our next figure is a member from Blue Team. This is Spartan and Kelly, if you couldn't tell. I'm guessing this is going to be the next team after they finish Noble Team, and if I am seeing the pattern correctly, after Blue Team it will be Osiris, and maybe this is me reaching a Silver Team from the new Halo show, but that's just a theory. But overall aesthetics, I think she looks fine. One thing I did notice in the description is she comes with her shotgun, but then she also comes with a sidekick, not a Magnum. So my theory is, I know that Jazwares was able to release all these Halo toys early, so this actually might be a Halo Infinite. Her armor does look different. It doesn't look like her Halo 5 Guardians armor. So this might be a kind of a spoiler slash foreshadowing slash confirmation that, hey, Blue Team is coming the Infinite, and the shotgun is also coming the Infinite, seeing that this would be an Infinite character with this shotgun. So that might be me reading into it, but hopefully this theory is true, that Blue Team will be coming the Infinite and the shotgun will be making its return. I love the Bulldog, but I do miss the classic pump shotgun. Even though this isn't the classic design, I still like it nonetheless. But yeah, overall aesthetics look fine. I can't judge articulation because I don't have the thing. But yeah, Kelly, and let's move on to the next figure. And for the last figure, Wave 5 is a very exciting one. It is a Halo 3 Rogue Spartan, and I think this is very exciting because this now gives us the opportunity to potentially have a Halo 3 Master Chief and just other Halo 3 armored Spartans. So that's very exciting, but as you can see, this guy sports a blue and red paint job, and he comes with 2 power weapons, which is very interesting, one being the Brute Shot and the other being the Energy Sword. With the Brute Shot, this is the first time we are getting the Brute Shot in the Spartan series, so I can't wait to see how that handles. And the paint job looks a little funky, like something looks a little off, like it's the right colors, it just doesn't seem like there's enough weathering, or like the grays aren't dark enough. I don't know, I can't really exactly put my finger on it, but something does kind of look a little off with the coloring. I might have to black wash it, I don't know. And then the Energy Sword, I don't know if they're just going to use the same model they've been using and give it the Halo 3 kind of colors, or if they're going to give the Energy Sword a whole new, well, if we're going to get a whole new Energy Sword model. I don't know, we have to wait and see because I haven't found any pictures of what the Energy Sword that comes with this guy looks like. But I am very excited to see where Jazwares goes with now knowing that they are willing to do Halo 3 armors, and I hope to God we do get a Halo 3 Master Chief. That would be amazing. I would pre-order it 1,000 times over because I love Halo 3. It's my favorite Halo game, and I just love Halo 3 Chief. So that's it for Wave 5, and I have pre-ordered all of these figures except for CE Chief because I already have one. So yeah, let's move on to Wave 6. One last thing before we go into Wave 6, something I just realized about all of Wave 5 except for Combat Evolved Chief, their visors aren't reflective. That's kind of a gripe I have. It's more subjective if anything, because personally I like the reflective visors. I think they make the figures look 1,000 times better. I don't know, you might not like the reflective visors and this might be a good thing for you. I don't know, it's just one thing I just realized before moving on to Wave 6, that their visors aren't reflective. Whether that's good or not is up to you. And with that now out of the way, we can move on to Wave 6. So for our first figure, Wave 6, this one was kind of obvious. The last member of Noble Team that we needed, Carter. So far aesthetically he's looking pretty good. No complaints. The only visual complaint I should say I do have is the visor not being reflective. but I don't know, like I said before, you might like it. I just personally don't. It's also, my opinion is just subjective. But for weapons, he comes with his DMR, he has a Magnum, and he has his combat knife. Overall, I'm really excited to complete the Noble Team set and have them look all pretty on my shelf. And overall, I really like Carter's armor, and I really am happy that we're now finally getting a DMR from Jazwares. So yeah, Carter, everyone. So for our next figure, it is another Blue Team member. This time it is Spartan Linda with her sniper rifle, and she's sporting different looking armor and has a sidekick on her. So I'm assuming this is that whole foreshadowing Halo Infinite Blue Team appearance theory that I did mention earlier. One thing, there are two things about this figure that worry me. I think this body looks fine. The armor on the body looks completely fine. It's the sniper rifle still kind of looks flimsy, because if you don't know, Jazwares likes making their weapons now out of this very easily bendable rubber, and the sniper rifle is a thin weapon, so the barrel bends very easily, and you can very easily make your sniper rifle look like it's bent by just by the slightest, just moving of the barrel. So if you don't want your sniper rifle looking fucked up, I would recommend barely touching the sniper rifle that comes with your figure. And then my second concern is the helmet. And I know the whole reflective visor thing is subjective, but the orange just looks really weird with this visor. I don't know, I don't know. It looks like that there isn't a visor on the helmet. It looks like there's a cover. I know Infinite's been doing those with some of the helmet cosmetics. They've been adding like a shield over the visor. It looks like one of those, but at least in Infinite, it's like gray silver with some lights, where this is just all orange. So this visor just looks a little even more funky, with it being more of a solid color than being reflective. But that's just my opinion. I don't know, you might think it looks fine. That is completely up to you. It's just this visor is sticking out to me more than the others so far. But anyways, this is Spartan Linda. Very excited to get the Blue Team on my shelf, seeing that we are now getting these guys. So, well, guys and girls, I should say. So yeah, let's move on to the next figure. So we're getting a Halo 4 Chief, and I'm actually happy because despite this being like almost everyone's least favorite Chief armor, I like it. It's not my favorite. Combat Evolved is my favorite armor, but I actually like this armor. I think it looks really cool, and it, I know it's from the 343 Dark Ages and whatever, but I like how this armor looks, and no one can take that away from me. Even if the undersuits were really questionable, especially in Halo 5. But anyways, the only reason that I know this is a Halo 4 Chief is because if you look in the description with the weapon accessories, it says he comes with a sticky detonator, which was not in Halo 5. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna use as my definite that this is a Halo 4 Chief. And obviously he comes with a railgun. You see him holding it. I'm gonna give the visor a pass on this one because I know in 4 and 5 his visor was a lot more solid and less reflective, so it kind of fits the bill here. But overall, this figure's looking really good. The green is looking really good. So I'm very excited to see when this guy comes out, because aesthetics, he looks like he's knocking it out of the park. On to the last figure of Wave 6. So the last figure for this wave is a very interesting one. I think I've seen this in Halo 4. This is another Halo 4 Spartan. This is a Venator Spartan, and I have to say this is a very interesting choice on Jazwares. And this never in a million years would I think they would make a figure about this armor, and they did. There's a lot to go over. Let's go for the good first. It comes with a scatter shot and a bolt shot, and that's about it. I'm kidding. I think it looks fine. It's a Spartan, so I can't complain. I can't tell if this is based off the Halo 5
like armor or not, because it's like I can see like the undersuit on the shoulders and it's blue like his armor, but then you go down and like the rest of the undersuit is black. Or is that armor on his shoulder? I mean, I see like the yellow chip on the part of the shoulders, but kind of like that where the articulation is, that ball joint. I can't tell if that is armor or if that is a undersuit, because like I don't know. I think it's gonna be Halo 4, seeing that they did a Halo 4 Chief. Well, also way back when they did do Sarah Palmer and that was a Halo 5 figure. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna play it safe and say it's the Halo 4 version because of the black undersuit. But really cool to see that we're getting Promethean weapons. Never thought I'd see that happen, and I'm surprised there's the scatter shot and the bolt shot. I mean, the bolt shot is a sidearm, so obviously, but the scatter shot, I honestly thought we were gonna get the light rifle first because that's like the DMR, like and whatnot. But no, I actually am happy that we're getting the scatter shot. I really like that weapon. It's very cool, very poggers. But my only complaint, really, like my only real complaint, is the visor, and it's not because it's not fucking reflective. It's just it looks like a piece of plastic popping out of the helmet. I don't know. It looks very weird, in my opinion, but I don't know. I don't even think this is a subjective one. Like we're like, oh, it's only I feel like there's something wrong with it. Like it looks like a piece of plastic popping out rather than it being a visor. Like I mean, using common sense, you can tell like if this wasn't a human and this was like for some reason a organic being, you could tell that's where the eyes are. But like it looks weird. It looks like a piece of plastic popping out, and I don't know. Hopefully, it doesn't look like that when it releases. I'm not saying it has to be reflective, but like it looked like they touch up on it just a little bit. I don't know, but yeah, this is the Venator Spartan, and yeah, that is all of Wave 6, and I have pre-ordered all of Wave 6. Let's go on to the 2 deluxe figures that they announced. So our first deluxe figure is a Infinite Chief re-release, and the only reason I'm fucking sad about this is we have so many Infinite Chief re-releases, and also this guy brings nothing new to the table when it comes to the figure itself. It still has 20 points of articulation. There's no like 1,000 Toys quality articulation or anything mentioned in the description, so it's just a Chief re-release. But what it does bring to the table is the weapon, which is very cool. I kind of wish we got one in the first place, but I can't say I've been wanting this for a while, because when I saw this figure I was like, hey, I kind of wish we had this all along. But and then the second thing that this thing brings to the table is a light up stand. So yeah, we get the weapon and a light up stand with this Chief, which makes it deluxe, because after that, the only thing that makes this release even special is it comes with 4 weapons. It comes with an assault rifle, sidekick, an energy sword, and a plasma pistol. So you get all these things with your Infinite Chief. So personally, I'm not going to get this alongside with the Combat Evolved Chief, because I already have a Combat Evolved Chief and I already have 4 Infinite Chiefs just laying around, so I don't need to add another one to the pile just so I can have a light up stand and the weapon. As cool as it would be to have the weapon and a light up stand, but I'm not paying $35 for that. Yeah, the deluxe figures are $35, whereas normal figures are $25. So, but I would recommend this to anyone who is just getting into the Spartan collection and is looking at getting an Infinite Chief. Highly recommend it, because you get all this nice stuff for just an extra $10. But personally, I'm just not gonna get it. Overall, the figure looks fine. There's no reflective visor, which breaks my heart, but you know, you might not like the reflective visors. I've been saying this throughout the entire video. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about this figure. Let's move on to the next deluxe figure that I'm actually really excited for. The fucking Arbiter. We are finally getting an elite in the Spartan collection. Like, it sounds counterintuitive, or it sounds like a fucking oxymoron, because it's like an elite in the Spartan collection. Well, fuck you, I don't care. Me and my friend Evan Productions, my father, if you will, link in the description, go watch his shit. He does, well, not he, but we have been thinking about elites since Wave 1. We were so impressed with the release of Wave 1 that we wanted more. We wanted to see elites, and we're finally getting it like 5 waves later. Like, it's just something I've been waiting for such a long time, and I'm happy that we are getting an iconic character. Yeah, it's his Halo 5 armor, which is, I know, not everyone's favorite. And I know that this is not an Infinite release, because you're like, oh, the Deluxe, like, duo, you think they'd be both from Infinite. No, I only know that this is the Halo 5 rendition. Not only, well, I know he has the armor he wore in Halo 5, but he comes with a storm rifle, which made an appearance in 4 and 5, and seeing the Arbiter was in 5. Yeah, this is just the Halo 5 Arbiter. This isn't any kind of foreshadowing or teasing of Arbiter in Infinite, unfortunately. I really wish that Arbiter would make an appearance in Infinite. One day, maybe we'll get that awesome DLC. Who knows? But the armor isn't as shiny, which I'm completely fine with. We're finally getting elites. I know that I've been hypercritical throughout this entire video for the Spartans, and I'm kind of just cutting this guy slack because it's the first time we're getting an elite in this scale. But we'll have to see. Well, so let me just go over what this guy comes with, because now I just look like a fucking I'm fangirling, I should say. So comes with 5 interchangeable hands. He comes with the Prophet's Bane energy sword, and he comes with the storm rifle. He comes with a light up stand, I think, as well. I know he's a deluxe figure. I'm looking at the description now. I actually don't think he comes with a light up stand. I thought he would. Damn. You know what? We're getting elites. I'll be happy. It's just labeled under deluxe as well, so I figured, oh, if Deluxe Chief gets a light up stand, so would Arbiter. But I guess not. That's weird. You think because they're both under the deluxe stuff they would, but damn. Alright. And this guy stands at 8.2 inches tall. This guy is going to be a tall figure because elites are bigger than Spartans, but it's gonna be crazy, like, just to get him in the box, like, out of the box, see him in the box, just seeing him in general is going to be crazy. But I'm very excited about this release, and I hope you guys are too, because I hope we get more elites. I hope we get, like, Halo 3 Arbiter, and even Arbiter in the yellow armor, like, before he, was, turned into the Arbiter. I hope that we get, like, Shipmaster, and we just get, like, Halo Reach elites and stuff. Like, I just really hope we get more love and like this from Jazwares. I'm starting to stutter and my vocabulary is plummeting, so I'm gonna try and wrap this up. Overall, very excited, very happy to see that we are getting an elite now in the Spartan collection. So yeah, Arbiter, let's just wrap up this video and move to the outro. So yeah, guys, a lot to, take in, a lot for me to unpack. This was dropped on me, so I'm just going to drop it on you guys. A lot of good stuff on the way. My most anticipated figure for Wave 5 is probably going to be the Rogue, if not George, because George comes with a lot of stuff, and the Rogue is a Halo 3 figure, so I want to see how Jazwares executes that. For Wave 6, I'm actually really excited for Halo 4 Chief, just to see how that's going to look, and if they're going to nail the green, because I know that Jazwares does have an issue sometimes with nailing Master Chief's green. And then for the Deluxe, obviously, if you couldn't tell by my fangirl rant, I'm really excited for the Arbiter. There's just a lot of potential that can come from that figure. So yeah, that's just kind of my take on everything that's coming out and what I am excited for. So if you enjoyed this video, please just like and subscribe. That's all I ask. You don't gotta ring a bell, you don't gotta comment telling me how you feel about this video, because I know that's effort, and I would just like if you could just like and subscribe, because that's less effort. All you have to do is click 2 things. But yeah, this is also a last second video. Like, I was working on a different video for you guys that I've been meaning to work on for like 2 months now, but then this happened. This is probably the quickest video I've ever made, while still showing it love and care. But anyways, I already said what to do if you liked the video, so I will see you all in another one.